back to the blended family thing. I believe that's what brothers should do. When you come into a blended family and another brother, the children are staying with you, and the brother has children that are staying with you, you and that brother should put your differences aside. That don't mean you're going to sit around and watch LeBron and the Eagles and all that stuff. You just coming together and say, hey, man, my children are in your house, so I expect you to respect my children and keep them safe. But how can we work together so not only are they safe, but they can be successful in life? Not all this bickering. And sisters too. Matter of fact, sometimes they can be even worse. Okay, let's switch it around. Your children or your husband or former husband or boyfriend moved on. Right? He got another woman now. Now the children are with him. This isn't as much because most of the time the children are with the mother, but it's happening. You and that other sister shouldn't be arguing and cussing each other out on Facebook and acting a fool. You and that sister should sit down and say, how can we work together to, create the best environment for our children? But today we're talking about fathers because it's a lot for brothers to suck up their pride. So again, that's my recommendation on that brothers should come together when it's a blended family and say, hey man, we don't got to be buddy, but my children are with you. Who are you? Where you come from? Do you work? And actually the mother should have already asked those questions, but the father has a right to know who his children is going to be around, not to interrogate him or harass him, but so they can work together and be on the same page. And so you can send that other man a message that you better be on point with my children. But if you're not around and you just pop up when you feel like it, you could have something on your hands, because if the woman didn't do her investigation and didn't check this cat out, you could have a serious problem on your hand if you're not checking out this new cat that's in your children's life. Oh, how nice it would be if the first woman that we had children with, we would just stay together with them. What did Al Green say? Let's stay together. That would be really nice. And then you wouldn't have to worry about another man, raising or being around your children. But that's just, it isn't that it's not possible, but, this day and age, things don't work. Even in biblical and Quranic times, people at those times broke up with a significant other and had to move on. I mean, depending on how much you believe the Bible, Joseph was supposedly Jesus' stepfather. That wasn't his biological father. I don't know. But just an example that blended families isn't a new, phenomenon going on. It's been going on, but in our communities, it's really causing a lot of chaos because these men are not coming together and sucking up their pride and saying, hey, my children are with you. How can we work together so these children can be successful? They've probably already been through and seen a lot. So for y'all to be arguing and fighting and bickering with one another and having all these beef, just not a good look. So again, go back on the talk that I did yesterday, fatherhood discussion panel with Coach Way, Pastor Kevin, my brother Proc, and brother John Jamison. We had a beautiful discussion on these issues, and they gave a lot of wisdom and jewels and knowledge on the meaning of fatherhood. Wrapping up, I don't know where I would be without my father, Sidney Howard, who June the 19th, 2004, he passed away. And in that calendar year, it was the day before Father's Day. And I was actually born on Father's Day. So my birthday is tomorrow. Tomorrow is my birthday. But Father's Day is more important to me than my own birthday. I'm not a birthday person. I could really care less about my birthday as long as the Most High allows me to see another year and I'm healthy. That's my present. I don't need no gifts, no cards. I mean, it's nice, but I'm not into that. Father's Day, Father's Day is more important to me than my own birthday, because that's a title and that's something you have to earn. Hell, even the devil has a birthday, I guess, depending on the way you look at it. So that's not something you earn. As soon as you come into this earth, you're going to have a birthday. But father, again, it's a difference between father and dad. Father, that's a title that you have to earn. And I'd rather celebrate something I have to earn than something that's just naturally given to me. Everyone has a birthday. Even if you're the most wicked devil on this earth, you got a birthday. So birthdays aren't important to me. That's just me. But Father's Day is important because it's something you have to earn and constantly work at every day, because our children need us. And there's many children out here that don't have a father. Hence is why I respect my father even more. Before I even came along, my dad were raising two children that weren't his. Unfortunately, they're not here anymore. My sister Veronica, may she rest in peace. What a beautiful human being. She passed away 22 years ago, my sister Veronica. My dad helped raise her, and if she was here, she would tell you that. My brother Samuel, he just passed away 2 months ago. May he rest in peace. My dad helped raise him for the most of the part up through their teenage years. My dad raised them as if they were his own. But now both of them are not here anymore. Very sad, but that's a different topic. But my dad helped raise them, and I didn't even know that they had a different father until later on, because my dad took care of them and he raised them as if they were his. So right away, my dad had my respect because of that. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yuri's mother was on the line. Thank you. Thank you for that compliment. Yes. Talking about that, this Wednesday at 8 p.m. if you're in the local area, Channel 16 local, it's called White Rose Community TV, Channel 16. It's the local access TV channel. The Hour of Power will be on doing our show. It's this Wednesday, 8 p.m., June the 20th. We'll be on White Rose TV if you're in the local area. It's Channel 16, and we'll be streaming a message live on Facebook. And then we'll eventually upload it to YouTube. So that's June 20th, this Wednesday, 8 p.m. The Hour of Power will be on local TV, and then we'll stream it live to Facebook. I'm hoping I'm saying this right. I'm expecting to have Brother John on as my guest. I think I'll be interviewing Brother John this Wednesday on the Hour of Power on local TV, White Rose Community TV. That's this Wednesday at 8 p.m., June 20th. I should be interviewing Brother John. I spoke with him earlier, and it should be a go. But either way, we're going to have some knowledge for you. So my father, when most marriages dissolve, most of the time children go with their mother. Unfortunately, when I was 16, my mother and father's marriage dissolved. I went and stayed with my father. When most people go stay with their mother. And from there, he saved my life, because if I wasn't with him and if he didn't instill the values and the discipline in me, I don't know where I would be. I don't know where I would be. Again, like I said, most people go stay with their mother, but the way the circumstances happened then, I went and stayed with my father, and he was there for me and with me the whole time. I could be here all day telling you about my father, but I remember one time that really sticks out. One time I got in trouble. I was walking through the city, and I had this long trench coat on, and I had some alcohol with me, and somehow a police officer, I guess he didn't have nothing else to do, he saw that I had alcohol on me, took me downtown. I was a minor, took me downtown and wrote me up this big fine and said, yeah, we're going to call your parent. So right away, my heart just dropped. I'm like, man, my dad is going to kill me, because again, I was with my dad. So he came down there, picked me up, And that just seemed like the longest drive back to back to our apartment. I was just for sure that my life was over. I said, man, my dad is going to kill me. Got arrested out in the street and got written up with this big citation. I said, he's going to kill me. He took me upstairs, sat me down, calm, smooth voice, said, you really disappointed me today. He said, I had to leave work to come get you from downtown because you made a bad decision. He said, you got a fine. Back then, the fine wasn't too much. I mean, this was like in the early 90s, late 80s, somewhere around there. I think it was like 90, 91. And I think my fine was like $200. He said, you're going to pay this fine. He said, I wasn't the one transporting the alcohol. It was you. He said, you're going to pay this fine. And he said, don't ever embarrass me like this again. And that was the end of it. He said, what do you want to eat? He said, I got some steak that I took out. And I'm looking around like, is that it? I mean, I thought he was going to kill me. That's the wisdom that he showed on trying to correct my bad behavior. It's kind of like he used reverse psychology. I'm thinking that he's about to give me the business. And it was that, I mean, we weren't even talking for 5 minutes. He asked me what happened. I told him what happened. He said, I had to leave work to come down here and get you because you made a bad decision. He said, you got a citation. He said, you're going to pay it. I'm not going to pay it. You're going to pay it on time. And he said, don't ever embarrass me like this again. He said, I had to leave work to come get you. And then he asked me what I want to eat. And we sat down at the table and had a nice steak dinner. Totally blew me away. But guess what? Not that I never made any more mistakes, but I never got in any more trouble after that. So the technique that he used and the psychology that he used on me that day, obviously it worked, because here I am. I'll be 45 tomorrow and I ain't never been in no trouble. And I never forget that experience. And I made sure that I didn't embarrass my father like he said. That don't mean that I'm perfect, that I never made any more mistakes, but I made sure that I didn't do anything to embarrass him. He made sure that I worked. He made sure, and he was a good example. Just simple things of me watching him, how he used to fold up his clothes and keep his shoes in shoe boxes and not just have his clothes thrown all around the place. Simple things like that I still do today. And now hopefully those good habits and practices, now my boys are watching me, but I got them from my father, Sidney Howard. He made sure I was educated. He made sure that I was safe. He taught me manners. He introduced me to spirituality. He used to be in the Nation of Islam, even though he later, converted back to Christianity, but he introduced me to spirituality. So once I converted to Islam in 93, he understood it and he respected it because he used to be in the nation. When I would go to Catholic school and be getting into it with them, he would tell me, hey, Jesus is black. He's black, and some things they telling you are not true. And so that opened up my eyes. Remember, that's part of a father, someone who can take you further mentally, physically, spiritually, educationally, emotionally. That's what a father does. That's what Sidney Howard did for me, point blank, period, and some. I was absolutely devastated when he suddenly passed away back in 2004, but he instilled so much in me and left so much with me that it's like he's still living today, because I'm living proof of it. Not that I'm some great individual or something, but the things that he taught me, like I said, I don't know where I would be without him. He stuck by me to the very end. And a few weeks before he passed, he said, I'm okay now. I mean, he wasn't sick or anything, at least not that I knew of. He said, I'm okay. He said, I just wanted to be around long enough that no one could take advantage of you and you're okay. He said, I think you're there now. Because at that time, I was only like 30, 31. He said, and I had my own place, my own car. I had a decent job, wasn't in any trouble. He said, that's all I really wanted, was to stick around long enough to know that no one would take advantage of you and you'd be okay and you could be self-sufficient. He said, I'm okay now. And it's just eerie I can remember it clear as day, because he was outside.